The future of one of the NFL's most promising quarterbacks tightening on a negotiation table, while 49ers fans everywhere hold their breath. That's exactly the situation this week in San Francisco, where the buzz around Brock Purdy's contract extension has left the NFL world swirling with rumors, speculation, and a dash of optimism. Tonight, we peel back the curtain on what's really happening between the Niners and their star QB, because beneath the headlines, there's far more to the story than meets the eye. Let's rewind to just after the 2025 NFL Draft. Surprisingly, some insiders began to whisper that negotiations between the San Francisco 49ers and Brock Purdy were not close. Words like stalled and drawn out crept into blog posts and sports talk radio, leaving faithful Niners supporters anxious. Would contract drama overshadow training camp? Could the extension talks last into the spring, delaying preparations for yet another Super Bowl push? That scenario, at first, seemed realistic. After all, with the ever-rising quarterback market and big names signing astronomical deals, expectations were sky-high. Various outlets cited opaque sources claiming the two camps weren't near agreement. The tension was real, and social media heated up with debates about Purdy's worth, his performance, and the 49ers' willingness to bet big on their 25-year-old signal caller. But then, a breath of fresh perspective arrived. Enter Diana Rossini, a respected NFL insider for The Athletic, whose recent episode of her podcast, Scoop City, delivered news that soothed frayed Bay Area nerves. Here's what counts. According to Rossini, despite the swirl of rumors, the talks between San Francisco and Purdy are not nearly as tense or as distant as some have suggested. In fact, Rossini explained, the impression I get is that they are closer than people think. Key evidence? Brock Purdy's consistent presence at voluntary off-season workouts. In the NFL, guys typically don't show up for voluntary programs if there's genuine displeasure or if talks have broken down, Rossini pointed out. Purdy being there, that's a major signal. It almost always means that both sides see the number in the same neighborhood. Rossini isn't alone. Several other pundits believe Purdy's camp feels respected in negotiations, and the mood around Levi's Stadium remains upbeat and focused. To understand why these talks are so critical, we have to revisit the recent history of the franchise. Since the heartbreaking end to the 2024 season, 49ers CEO Jed York, General Manager John Lynch, and head coach Kyle Shanahan have gone on record. Keeping Purdy happy and not forcing him into the final budget-friendly year of his rookie deal is an organizational priority. Why the urgency? The quarterback market evolves constantly, and locking down a player like Purdy, fresh off leading one of the league's most dynamic offenses, prevents future headaches. If the 49ers dragged their feet, they could end up forced to use the costly franchise tag to retain his rights for 2026, which, given the way QB salaries keep rising, would be a much heavier financial burden. Here's where it gets fascinating. What will it actually cost to secure Brock Purdy for the long haul? In today's NFL, top 10 quarterback status equates to a monstrous payday. Earlier this offseason, CEO Jed York declared in interviews that he views Purdy as exactly that. Elite, special, a franchise cornerstone. Cap experts, such as those at 49ers WebZone and SpotRack, have crunched the numbers. Most agree Purdy's new deal could, and likely will, land somewhere in the $52 million to $55 million per season range, placing him among the very top earners at his position. Diana Rossini's sources echoed that projection, suggesting a salary closer to $52–53 million annually could soon be heading Purdy's way. That number is not just about performance. It reflects the realities of the NFL's financial ecosystem. As salary caps rise and teams invest heavily in keeping their stars, young quarterbacks who deliver results on the field become ever more valuable. Purdy, with a possible MVP future, is no exception. Financials aside, there's an emotional core to these negotiations that isn't always discussed: trust. Purdy's participation in the voluntary program goes beyond a show of professionalism. It's evidence that a mutual respect exists between player and team. These moments of alignment are invaluable in the modern player-team relationship. After years of contentious negotiations around the league, a collaborative, respectful process can set the tone for years to come. Why else would Purdy, whose future earnings are on the line, continue to put himself in the thick of off-season routines? Rossini summed it up simply: "You rarely see athletes report to team events unless they feel close to a solution. All I've learned points to this moving in a positive direction. Fans shouldn't worry." So, what's actually next for the 49ers and their fans? League insiders caution that until a pen officially meets paper, nothing is certain. Yet, there's growing sentiment around the team that an extension could be finalized long before Purdy needs to report for training camp in late summer. Both organization and athlete want stability. The 49ers, looking to build around Purdy's leadership, clearly want to close the book on any potential for contract drama. Meanwhile, Purdy and his team recognize the unique opportunity before them, taking the reins of one of football's historic franchises, with both talent and financial security. From a strategic viewpoint, getting the deal done early allows San Francisco to plan future contracts, strategize around the cap, and keep momentum rolling into another championship run. In conclusion, the turbulence surrounding Brock Purdy's extension has, in recent days, given way to cautious optimism and even excitement. The contract might not be signed today, but all signs point to final details rather than fundamental disagreements. As negotiations continue, both sides appear committed to finalizing a deal that reflects Purdy's value and the 49ers' determination to win now. What's your take, faithful? Has San Francisco done enough to keep their franchise quarterback happy and focused? Do you think Purdy deserves to be one of the NFL's highest-paid passers? Or should the team be cautious with the cap? If you enjoyed this breakdown, please give this video a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice drives this channel, and I can't wait to hear what you think about the future of the 49ers and Brock Purdy.